when you're in that dressing room just before this walk, what's the first and last thing that you think of?
I think it's so simple. It's such a cliche, but basics. Do the basics well. Get, whether it's a header, a pass, to whatever it is. Just focus on doing it well and grow into the game, and keep talking to each other, keep communicating. Because some players will, understandably be more nervous than others, and you have to bring them up to standard.
Did you find these games you became different the longer you played in your career? Did they feel different when you were a younger player, or is that sort of that I suppose nervous energy that doesn't exist in younger players?
Yeah, I think nervous energy, you just didn't, you thought you'd have many more to come. I think as you get older, you realise that it's so hard to reach a cup final, and you don't know if they're not guaranteed that, cup finals, they don't come around every single season. So I think as you get older, you really want to embrace everything that comes at you and the whole feeling of it, and for you and your family and everyone that's supported. But yeah, as a youngster, you're just trying to get out there and give me the ball, let me express myself and make a name, and you dream about scoring the winner.
We saw, didn't we, before kick-off, the players soaking it all up, taking it in. Some of the players that were on the big graphics on the big screen, absolutely chuffed that they were in that photo and trying to soak it all up and just enjoy the moment, because when that first whistle goes, it's not really something you can enjoy, is it?
No, that's well, yeah, you're right.
When you're winning, you can, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you just got to, for these players, I'm sure that both managers will have spoken about winning your duels. They had the experience of just 6 days ago playing against each other, but automatically, they have to get on top of their opponent. They have to win their duels, really grow into this game.
We're not far away now. All the talking, all the build-up, everything that's happened this week comes down to this next 6 or 7 minutes. We've obviously already highlighted the quality and strength in attack. Where's the key battle this afternoon? Where's it going to be won and lost?
Well, I think both teams will create chances. They really will, either from set-piece situations, from counter-attacks, or really good build-up play, which both teams have the capability to do. And you have to be so ruthless when you get these chances. I really respect both keepers. I think both keepers, Cullen, Spalding, have been in great form. So again, how big can they come up today? You need a big-time keeper to make those big saves. To really have a foundation for your team to go and be successful.
Absolutely. We're going to have one more look as well at the two teams before kick-off, and in terms of that quality that comes throughout it, keep diving back into it. They score goals, but at both ends is where it's going to be won and lost. Katie Scadden had a great game, by the way, last week, and made a terrific save but before Una Louis tapped in from close range in the dying minutes, and really desperately unlucky, actually, because it was a brilliant save and had a fantastic game throughout it. Kenni, number 7 as well, a player to keep an eye on. Bermudan international, extreme quality. There's quality all across the pitch for both Bournemouth and Plymouth. And in terms of goals, as we've already highlighted, Sophie Quirk and Jenna Markham combining for 37 goals in all competitions between the two already this season. Remarkable. And for Plymouth Argyle, we've seen only 2 changes, and probably 2 of those that have felt that maybe they thought they'd get the nod today. Did everything right last week, got the result. The quality within the squad means that there is a slight rotation. Marnie Cole, the goalkeeper, is going to play a big part, as you've already mentioned. And at the other end of the pitch, it's going to be a big game for Phoebe Paul, top goal scorer with 16 goals in all competition. Scored twice in the semi-final, twice in the quarter-final. Tiana Tizer as well, another one who bags goals for fun. Noble and Proctor, by the way, the two that are pretty much ever-present. Played in all 30 games in all competitions so far this season. Proctor 28 starts, Noble just a slight behind that at 27. How important is that consistency as well? Because you see that in successful teams, but there's not a lot of change week to week to week. Only 2 changes from this side today, but so many players that have played in the high 20s out of 30 games. Yeah,
it's really important as a player, but just because for the connections, and it's a word that's thrown around, but it really is. You get used to their strengths, your strengths, and likewise weaknesses too, and how you can complement each other. Yeah, it's really, really important to go forward and really get the best out of each other.
There's Phoebe Paul, a player that we highlighted a little bit earlier on. Yeah, big game for her today, Long.
Yeah, she's the focal point of this team. You know, she sets the press out of possession. She works tirelessly. And every time, you know, Plymouth get the ball, they're looking for her. How can we feed her? Can we get the balls in behind? Can we get the balls to feet? But, yeah, give her a chance in the 18-yard box, and she's super ruthless.
And up the other end, you can just see her beside the goalkeeper in the huddle as well. Sophie Quirk, another one who falls into that ruthless category. 27 goals already this season.
Yeah, there she is, number 12, and she's so dynamic. She's so quick, tenacious with the ball, fearless. You know, she'll take players on, which, you know, if you're a teammate of hers, you want to give her the ball, let her express herself and support her, because she gets in such dangerous situations.
Quite a coup as well to get her. I mean, score goals wherever she's been. 33 goals and 27 assists in her first 2 seasons with Portsmouth. Championship rising star as well last season. So then to join Bournemouth in the division below shows the ambition of the football club, shows the places that they're going, and certainly shows how Helen Blizzard has had a conversation and people are buying into the project.
Yeah, you definitely need players that believe, that buy into it, because that's when they perform the best. And I'm sure that, you know, I'm sure she'll, for her own career, she'll, you know, knowing to drop down, that'll be a lot of pressure on her. She'll put on herself to perform. So, you know, only days like this will be just rewards for making that decision.
That's the best thing about a cup final, isn't it? The fact that people have got up really, really early. Plymouth and Bournemouth, it's not close, it's not round the corner. They've put journeys in, they've come down this morning and come down in number. You see a smattering of green behind the Plymouth bench, and dotted about red and black of the cherry-coloured kits on the left-hand side as well. And it will be somebody's moment at some point today. We've been speaking about it beforehand, Laura, haven't we? The fact that both teams score goals for fun, don't concede that many. Could be 4-4, could be 0-0.
Let's go with the first option.
Yeah, extra time and penalties could be on the cards. So if you've got something planned this afternoon, bin it off. Stay with us. This could be a cracker. 88 teams began the journey back in the summer. And today, we're going to have a new name etched on the trophy. First-time finalists as well, AFC Bournemouth and Plymouth Argyle. Ex-teammates in the dugout, fierce competitors on the pitch in the National League South. Here we are in West London. It all begins at the place that it first did. Loftus Road welcomed the first Women's FA Cup final, the first Football League stadium to host it. Enjoy the occasion, take the opportunity. Here we go. And immediately searching forward. It's going to bounce out. We've seen that tactic from a number of teams fairly recently, occupying territory early on. Smith with the throw-in. First sighting of Phoebe Paul. Here's Wilson. First couple of minutes, is it about getting a touch on the ball and settling into the occasion? Yeah, definitely. You know, you want to do the basics well and make right decisions. You don't want to, you know, bring on the opposition on unnecessary pressure. First opportunity now. Little spin around the ball from Francis. Wilcox scoops it back into the path of Francis. Up against Hennessy. Cup winner last season with Nottingham Forest, of course. Throwing again on that far side that Smith's going to step forward to take. Here's Paul. Up against Treweek. You can see how well Paul holds up the ball as well. She's such a difficult forward to get the ball off, uses her body, manipulates the ball, can go left or right. That's why she's a focal point on the floor and from throw-ins. Little huddle of green that then disperses, and it's getting into the thighs of Phoebe Paul. Wilcock, side her is Kivell, intercepted, and now counter could be on. Harris with Grass in front and nudged outside to Markham. Dances inside, Jenna Markham might try and get the shot off. Sheen Kivell doing good defensive work.
That'll give Bournemouth loads of confidence, you know, breaking so quickly. Markham having a good touch.
Well defended on the far side from Francis. It's going to be an intriguing battle herself up against Kenni. Hennessy once more. Harris immediately looking to be positive. Bowers intercepted. Well, the first 4.5 minutes have scampered by. Quirk with the tidy feet against Sutty. Bounce kindly for Kenni, lovely first touch. Intercepted and stepping forward now. Might get the shot off, does go for goal! What a hit from Cole! Couldn't have caught it any cleaner.
That was a fantastic strike, wasn't it? She took up the space so well, travelled in, and she didn't really have many options on, but how confident she was. That was a wonderful strike.
Oh, not known for her goal-scoring exploits, but my word, what a hit.
Again, it just opened up for her. It's a great strike. Really good technique.
Here's Markham. Harris looking to deliver early. Phoebe Paul doing the defensive work. Well, the first 90 seconds, 2 minutes were certainly all green, but since then it's been Bournemouth who have settled quicker. Hennessy up for the throw-in as well. Trewick in the battle with Kivell. Ties up. Felt she was fouled, Tiana Tizer. Referee Kiara Baker not interested on that occasion. Bowers. Still going as well.
Really good spell from Bournemouth, really good. You know, lots of different ideas, looking dangerous from the throw-in. Winning the ball back, Bowers being first introduced.
The first opportunity to see the delivery of Kenni on this near side. As the sun makes an appearance. Bit of movement at the far post, there's plenty of green shirts back to defend it. Delivery not Kenny's best, nodded behind for another corner. This delivery's better, right, and if the goalkeeper has gone straight in! Wow! A moment of magic to light this cup final up. 7.5, nearly 8 minutes on the clock. A special moment from Kenni. A moment these Bournemouth players and fans won't forget. And it's Bournemouth who take an early lead.
That was a wonderful strike, wasn't it? The first corner wasn't that impressive, but so lucky that this girl got a chance to deliver a second one, because that second one caused so many problems. Really difficult for Cole to see, so many people around. And look at that, just nestles in. And you can see the delight on the faces, but that's a really good technique. You know, that's what you want from a corner. If no one touches it, just to bend in that far post with no one on, no player on the post as well. It's always going to nestle into that bottom corner.
Special, special goal from a player that has that extreme quality. Don't spend time in the Barcelona Academy, the Chelsea Academy, play for your national team, played in La Liga with Eibar. You don't do all those things unless you've got something about you. And on what is biggest stage this season, Kenni has made the difference. How will Plymouth respond then? All the talk this week was about how there is so little between the two. Two exceptionally attacking, positive footballing sides. Sometimes in a cup final, when you know there's not going to be a lot between you, you need a little moment of magic. Well, Kenni has done that immediately.
Yeah, and we know how in big games, in cup finals, set pieces are key, aren't they? You know, that's why sometimes you have to play for territory to gain set pieces, throw-ins, corners, especially when you have delivery like that.
Here's Kivel, one of the three former Stoke players who's already got a runners-up medal in this competition. Doesn't want to add to that this afternoon. Tizer. Great feet. Wins the foul away from Bowers. Well, set pieces, you've already mentioned, Laura, might be a big thing today. Here's a really good opportunity, and immediately Phoebe Paul's interested.
Yeah, Tizer's done really well here. Stays on the ball and then attacks forward and draws the foul. It was a clear foul. I think the referee's done well so far. She's let a few things go, but that was definitely a big call in the right moment. Good decision.
Gets missed, doesn't it? But you've got to ref the occasion, haven't you? And so far, Kiara Barker has done really well. Well, the delivery needs to be good then. There's plenty of options on the far side, but we've seen one exceptional delivery so far at the other end. Opportunity now for Noble to do likewise. Gets a second attempt to loop it in. Kenni manages to keep it in play, sacrifice the throw-in. Tizer, again, great feet. Might open up for Tiana Tizer. Does get a shot off as well.
She's had a really good spell, hasn't she? Really made an impact in the last few minutes for Plymouth. Just when you need someone to lift up, lift the tempo, lift the intensity, she's delivered.
Markham trying to just shepherd the ball back to a teammate. Goes up for a throw-in on halfway for Plymouth Argyle. Here's Paul. Well, it's the Plymouth fans that are trying to give their team the advantage in the stands so far. You can hear those away to our right-hand side. Trowick. Sutty just slams it forward, looking for Paul. You can see the pride as a former defender yourself, seeing the attackers that are getting back and making sure they're doing their hard work as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think nowadays the modern game, you can't get away with just attacking, you know, or just defending. You really need to, you know, deliver both sides of the game, and whatever your role and responsibility is, make sure that you deliver that.
Tizer again picking up possession. Skipping away from Katie James. Bournemouth's way, much to the amusement of Tamara Wilcock. Trelwick's throwing. Just saw one, but shrugged it off, and then they're trying to go the other way, and immediately snapping around green legs. 2, 3, 4 Bournemouth shirts. Here's Kenni. Can't quite get past Proctor on the first occasion, but can on the second. Quirk outside. Kivell with the unorthodox clearance. Goes back to Quirk, who can't quite wriggle free. Well, gets another attempt here, Sophie Quirk. Excellently defended by Noble. Kenny's delivery. Bowers might just get there, but it skipped out of play for a goal kick.
The ball's changing hands so quickly, isn't it? So often, you know, the pressing of both teams, you know, you've got to really credit the individuals for working so hard, but then it's what do you do with it next? You know, like you say, Kivell's clearance went straight back to Kenni to have another chance. It's just concentrating on those moments. Keep the ball for your team when you work so hard to win it back.
There is Wilcock once more. This Plymouth side are in uncharted territory, really. Only one defeat in 2026. They've been superb in League and Cup. Win over Burnley in the semi-final was a real statement result. Burnley are running away with things in the Northern National League. Oh, it's a lovely slide ball. Oh, the flag does go up. That's tight.
Yeah, it really is tight. It'd be good to see it again. She made the decision early, the lineswoman, but it was a really good run, good ball into space, and that's what I think Plymouth do when they're playing at their best. They play the ball into areas, but to have runners on both sides, and they've kind of lacked that quality, but that was probably the first moment of the game. So close, isn't it? Again, I think it'll give Plymouth confidence. That's how you can get in, especially with it against, you know, these Bournemouth defenders who they probably have the better of running down the sides, beating them for pace.
Yeah, both teams want to be on the front foot, don't they? So there are going to be gaps that appear. Scadding forward. Proctor's come a long way to win it, and did. Lovely layoff from Markham. Tizer and Bowers has been a brilliant battle so far. Tizer wanted the foul. Markham's delivery flashes towards the near post and gratefully gathered by Hermione Cole. So far that has been 6 of one, half a dozen of the other on this near side, isn't it? Between Bowers and Tizer, both going back and forth. Is Quirk. Fist in low and off the right thigh of Arabella Sutty and into the goalkeeper's. Here's Tizer.
That's what I think Plymouth need to tidy up on their touch and the decision making. Obviously, Tizer's been heavily involved so far, so you know, going infield, probably less time, and you know, having to make decisions a little bit quicker. But they get themselves into good areas, but just tidy up on the decision.
It's Kenni with a lovely slide ball for Quirk to chase onto. Really good goalkeeping from Hermione Cole, who was out quick and gathers. So a decent turnout today. All enjoying the game so far. There was plenty of pre-match entertainment as well, and I think I've seen a little bit earlier on, I think Emma Hayes might be in the house. There's plenty of interested onlookers. Wilcock with a turn. Proctor felt she was fouled, and Referee agreed. But after a frantic opening 10 minutes, it seems to have settled down a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Bournemouth has still got the edge on how they're pressing and how aggressive they are to win back the ball. I think they find their forward players, Mark and Quirk, a little bit quicker as well. You know, I think that's just giving them the edge.
Can't quite keep it in play on this near side. Katie Wilson, who charging after it. What a first season. She has had a number of players, obviously, that joined in the summer for both sides. Neither team really used to losing. That's why it makes today so intriguing. Harris with the throw-in. Bounces in to ties up. She's going to have some bumps and bruises at full time, isn't she?
She certainly is. She's been in the thick of everything.
Wilson encouraging teammates forward. Going to set this one up. Sutty making a late wander forward. Completely unmarked for a second as well, Arabella Sutty. Flag might come up, but Scadin deals with it anyway.
I think Plymouth like to do that, make the most of them situations, put the ball in the box, get players in it, cause a lot of chaos and havoc, get on the first and second balls.
Great feet again from Kenni on that far side. Quirk is going to want to get the shot off. Desperate to instead, trying to keep a hold of it. Kenni. Bournemouth do look menacing every time they go forward, though, don't they?
Yeah, they look really composed. They want to connect with each other. They're trying to work a shot. If they can't, they'll lend it to a teammate. But yeah, they look like loads of swag, loads of composure. Just that final piece.
Sutty. Swept out to the far side, and Smith can flick it forward. Cole wasn't sure whether to come or go. Markham's going to keep it in play. Here's Quirk. Reverse pass to James. Goes down right on the edge of the area. Plymouth fans not happy.
Be interesting to see that again. I didn't think it was a foul on first look, but again, Quirk combining. It's interesting. It's a good block tackle for me. Such a dangerous area though for Bournemouth. They'll be super happy they've got this free kick.
Yeah, really good angle as well for the right foot of Quirk, and I've already seen the quality from the left boot of Kenni. Here's Quirk. Flashes across the goalkeeper. How on earth has it stayed out? Hennessy. Looked like Bowers was just going to bundle it over the line, but what a save from Hermione Cole. A lot of discomfort off the back of it. Somehow Plymouth escape.
They've had some big wake-up calls, Plymouth, haven't they? You know, and that was another one. The crossbar, obviously the goal, and then that one. You know, they're mounting up for Bournemouth now.
Quirk again. Bobbing and weaving and skipping away from challenges. Lovely ball into Wilson. Still going as well. And snappy in the middle of the park, and bumped into was Noble. She looked to step forward, and it's Ellie Noble, who's the guilty party.
I mean, that one was a foul, but all credit to Bournemouth. They're not giving Plymouth any time on the ball, snapping at their heels, making tackles.
Just seeing Hermione Cole, who's dusting herself down after bravely putting herself in the way of trouble. It's a really good save, that second one on the ground. Yeah,
like you say, the second one was... Because if she doesn't get that touch, that's just a tap-in, isn't it? You know, this one, that one there, excellent. And then, like you say, Bowers takes it back towards her, and then Plymouth can get numbers round it and bodies on the line.
Just plucks it away, and it's the knee that she's needing a bit of treatment on by the look of it.
Also, it's a good chance for managers to get into their players, isn't it? You can see Marie Hurahan there giving some information, individual, collective, some tweaks.
So often in the modern game you see the goalkeepers go down, don't you, where there's no injury, but you can clearly see there was a bump and a need to ensure the well-being of Hermione Cole. There is Eilish Brogan on the bench, who is out doing her warm-ups on the far side, should she be required. It's been a huge addition this season, though, signed from London City Lionesses in the summer. Thankfully, looks like she is good to continue midway through this first half in which Bournemouth have had the better of the opportunities, rattled the crossbar early on through Ellie Noble before Kenni Thompson scored direct from a corner. Quite brilliant goal. Since then they've been knocking on the door more. A huge amount of work that Katie Scadding has had to do in the Bournemouth goal thus far. This is a Plymouth side very, very rarely get shut out. There will be chances that will be created by those in green. There is a long way to go in this cup final. Here's Sutty. Tizer was a bit of a decoy there as it's flicked over the top to Cavell. No foul given. Bowers reads it. Quirk, lovely spin on the half turn.
Not a bad effort either, was it? She seems to get better. The more people that surround her, she seems to be like a magnet of Plymouth defenders to her and the ball, and she gains more confidence. She can go on her left and right foot, and this is a really good chance. You know, she can go on she's trying to get it on her right foot, realises she can't, and then still to have an effort with her left foot just off target. But you could see, you know, she was trying to curl it in.
It's the confidence that comes with finding the back of the net 27 times in all competitions this season, doesn't it? Paul left in a heat. Heavy landing as well.
We were saying about battles and match-up, that's certainly a great one, because I think Hennessy wants the centre-back wants to be super aggressive and pinch that ball before it gets to Paul's feet, but Paul's backing into her all the time, so it's whoever gets that advantage.
Yeah, neither shying away from the physical side of the game thus far. See the winner of the competition last season with Nottingham Forest came on in the final against Marie Hurahan's Stoke City at that time, and a number of those in Plymouth Green today were part of that Stoke City side that made quite a long journey to move down to Devon, didn't they? It's not commutable. Noble towards the far post, towards Sutty, who's one of those three former Potters.
Just haven't quite got the delivery right, have they, Plymouth? They like to put the ball into dangerous areas, be it from a set piece or open play, but haven't really troubled Bournemouth and their back line.
Obviously a forward teammate of yours, Marie Hurahan. What will she be thinking? How will she be assessing what she's seen so far?
Yeah, I think she'll be super calm. I think, you know, she's an Alton-born winner competitor. She will, you know, really want her and her players to step up and compete right till the very end. But yeah, she'll be making tweaks. She'll be, you know, thinking about how to get the best out of her players, what type of things she'll be saying at half-time, how best to get that communication.
Noble, space for Wilcock if the bounce is kind. Showed a little bit too much of it to Treweek, and it will for a goal kick.
They're often getting that first pass free, aren't they? This switch was on, great switch of play. And then it's just how about a little bit of composure compared to when Bournemouth attack. They seem to have a little bit more time, a little more players in the attack, a little bit better technically on the ball.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning, although Plymouth Argyle are the side that do hold a narrow advantage in the league currently, Bournemouth do have 2 games in hand. So it really does show there isn't much between these 2 sides in every single metric. Goals scored, goals conceded, games won at home, games won away. Plymouth for the first side to beat Bournemouth at home in the league for about 3 years last week. So probably is a little bit more of an edge to this Bournemouth side that want to get one back over on the side that have finished that record of theirs. Treweek's throw-in. Throw-in given Plymouth's way. Ellen Blizzard not too pleased with the decision. Wilcock, Hennessy, given half a chance, just bounces through. Cole tried to find Bowers on this near side. Kivell immediately punches it back into a good area for Noble. Noble once more, really delicate in possession. Wilson, a little clip ball over the top for Francis to chase.
Really interesting Kivell on this left-hand side. I thought last week she had such a superb game. She's got a really good left foot, can find passes going forward, really good driving with the ball, but she's struggling to get involved in the play because I don't think, you know, Plymouth are keeping the ball long enough for her to really dictate and try and influence the game.
Quirk. Can't quite find a strike partner in Jenna Markham. Howling wind that's whipping around as well. Maybe more obvious if didn't have 2 teams that were more than happy to keep the ball on the floor and play through the thirds, but on that occasion Hermione Cole embarrassing me slightly to show there was no wind on that occasion. Paul under pressure, foul given against Katie James, and Noble wanted to get it done quickly. Wilson getting goal side.
Again, ball dropping deep. You know, you can see it's a clear foul. 2 hands in the middle of her back.
That'd be a source of frustration as well. You usually see that from centre forwards, don't you, that drop deeper and deeper if they're not getting the involvement that they quite like. Yeah,
potentially, but also she is so good at holding up the ball, so if she drops back, she might be able to bring others into play to attack with more bodies.
Quirk, lovely spin. No, was given for handball.
Just becoming a little bit more fragmented, isn't it? A little bit stop-start with more fouls.
Sutty. Long diagonal was thought of for ties up. It's instead given to Noble, who had to be quick on the turn away from Cole. Treweek under pressure. Concedes the throw-in. Sutty hung up towards Tyser, headed away by Bowers, only as far as Kivo. The shins of Bowers and out for a throw-in. Marie Hurahan did mention last week she questioned the team's in-game management, saying that there were large spells during the game where perhaps they could improve on that. All goes for a long ranger, and I guess this is the example to see how far they've come within the week, because it's not a huge amount of time to change huge parts of your game, but with a little over 55 to play, there needs to be that game management, doesn't there? There needs to be that finding a way.
Yeah, definitely. It's about communication. It's about who's stepping up, who wants to, make something on the ball, who's going to deliver, take the courage, take the bravery, create something, make good decisions. I'm sure they would have had, no Marie Hurahan, I'm sure she would have had analysis in the classroom, so the players will be very clear on what's expected. It's, who can really execute it on the pitch, and that's the difference to transferring it from the classroom or the training field to these big game situations.
Bowers intercepts it. There's a little bit of know-how about this Bournemouth team as well, though, having won the National League Plate last year. League and Plate double, and now stepping up into a potential for another double success. Both teams eyeing up a double of sorts. They'll both have ambitions to catch and overtake Watford, I'm sure, but second certainly within the grasp of both of those immediately. Paul, neat close control, but the pass has evaded her and found Quirk. Flick around the corner from Kenni. Foot race between herself and Smith. Does really well there. Looked like a Bournemouth throw-in to me.
It's always a telling sign when you can see the reaction from the players. Yeah, it's really smart play, isn't it, from Kenni? She knows what to control the ball against the opponent's foot.
Francis given something to chase. MATRADE in command of the situation, though, and now Harris. Bounces off of Kenni, another throw-in. Creeping forward in territory, and thought might be a little bit of an invitation to encourage one of the two centre-halves to step forward, but both Sutty and Wilson have stayed at home. Proctor. See the idea.
Yeah, it's those moments that maybe aren't quite clicking for Plymouth just yet. Getting that execution right, like you say, good idea. You can see the spaces there and behind the runner. It's just about matching those two up. To the final 10 minutes of this first half in which AFC Bournemouth lead through a moment of magic from Kenni, who scored directly from a corner on this near side. Left-footed delivery that looped over the top of the goalkeeper, nestled in the side netting. Real special moment in a cup final. Wilcock. Flick over the top for Francis. Hennessy's there first, though. Did well to win something, considering she was being hounded by two pink shirts.
space for Kivell on this near side.
Paul did well to open up the pitch. That's where the space was on the opposite side. Kivell just joins late. She could have had she made the decision to shoot, but she could have slipped her down the side as well. But again, here goes switch of play. Just need to get it a little bit more on target.
Encouraging though from a Plymouth perspective. First real time we've seen Machine Kivell in a more advanced area. Here's Bowers. Quirk. Bowers outside her. Doesn't need her, Sophie Quirk. Brilliant feet. Fits towards the near post as well. Dealt with once and twice by Plymouth, and now potentially a counter-attack with Wilcox. Pass out, intercepted immediately by Cole. Little flick is brilliant from Kenni. Quirk. Wilson wants it. Still going, Wilson.
Really good approach play, wasn't it? Even the cheeky little flick from Kenni. Cook does so well. And you can see when Wilson just not quite got control of the ball, bumbling through, but well defended in the end, I think, from Plymouth. But again, still they're just a little bit more convincing, aren't they, Bournemouth, that something could quite come off, they could get their shot off.
Back heel from Hennessy. Five to play in this first half. Cherries with a throw-in. Proctor. Francis outside there is Wilcock. He's scooped inside though. Proctor might get the shot off. Bounces off the forehead of Hennessy, who put herself in the way of trouble. Markham in a foot race now with Sutty. Quirk busting her gut to get up and help. Here's Bowers to the feet of Sophie Quirk once more. Lovely spin away and slides it into the path of Bowers. A little bit too much on the ball.
Probably the first thing she's done wrong, maybe that she could have done better. She's having an excellent game so far. She because she speeds up the play when she's on the ball, she just, you know, makes the attacks smoother, confident, in belief, and that's when other teammates are going to join in and make better quality runs for her, because she's on the ball and going to make something happen.
There's almost a glide when in possession, isn't there? Feels all very one movement.
Yeah.
And I guess that comes with confidence, right?
Oh, yeah, it does. And having lots of the ball, right? Forward players all want the ball all the time, whether in a good or probably bad position.
Lovely slide ball from Noble. Francis going to give chase. Harris has done really well, sweeping behind to cover.
There are those gaps and spaces for Plymouth if you can just have a bit better ball from back to front.
Here's Wilcock again. Kenni intercepts and slams it to safety. Just being spoken to about the foul and then preventing the quick taking of the free kick. Namesake Wilson for Plymouth Argyle into Paul. Spins away from Hennessy. Fouled again by Hennessy. battle is totting up, isn't it?
Well, it is. It is, and at what point, you know, does it become a yellow card for Hennessy? That's the only thing. You know, Paul's doing so well as best what she can. The ball into her was excellent. You know, and at what point, you know, as a refereeing decision, do you say, hey, pack that in to give Paul the advantage? One too many. But again, that's all Paul can do. She just needs to keep doing that, get the quality of ball into feet.
Noble. Good pace in the delivery. Flick behind for a Plymouth corner. First Plymouth corner of the game.
Good in-swinging ball, wasn't it? Really asked Hennessy to defend properly, asked a lot of questions.
That will be Wilson's delivery towards the near post, flicked away by Bowers, only as far as Paul wanted to get it down and shoot. You could see that. Does get the shot off. We're into the final 30 seconds, plus whatever the fourth. Looks like it's going to be a couple added on. It's been a really engaging first half of football. We knew there wouldn't be much between these two teams, separated by just this moment of magic. What a goal. Bournemouth bench up in arms, feeling that was a foul. Sophie Quirk on the far side. There's Wilson. Ties up. Space for Paul ahead, but Bowers got goal side, and what an important intervention that was. Crunching tackle by Cole. Now space on this near side for Markham. Bournemouth building. Quirk. Great feet, Sophie Quirk. Look, for all the world, she was going to pick up that far corner, and I don't think was far away at all.
Really good attack from Bournemouth, wasn't it? All started in the midfield from Cole. That crunching tackle. And again, ends up with Quirk, and she just is able to weave her way through defenders, and they just can't get closer or take the ball off her.
And Cole's feeling the effects of that thunderous block tackle she made at halfway.
Yeah, that's right. As soon as the ball got played out on the right, you could see her hobbling, limping.
She's okay. We've got 90 seconds of the 3 added at the end of this first half. Swinging delivery off that far side then. Captain's moment, Katie James. Here's Sutty. Noble. Coles leans around the outside, like a little back heel from Markham. Sutty wanting the flag up. Markham does really well, spin round the outside. Defended by Noble, slams it into safety.
She'd had a good half as well. Markham, really strong, powerful runner. She'd chase anything down in the channels, won't she?
Two very dynamic front players, haven't they, that, like you mentioned, always give you an option. It's not just the goals they contribute. Looks like Charlotte Harris is going to wind up the long throw in. Trewick and Markham, Hennessy, Bowers and Quirk are the four. Cole with a common punch, heads away only as far as Kenny, acrobatic and good goalkeeping again.
Yeah, really good goalkeeping. She needed to come in that moment.
Just seeing the long throw again. Flick on from Markham.
Just causes so many problems, doesn't it? Long throw, so much chaos. No matter how much you practice them in training, it just always seems to cause a lot of problems for oppositions.
Set pieces and throw-ins have become fashionable again, haven't they? Harris with a little flick round the corner. Quirk, again, fleet-footed. Wilson tried to flick round the outside of Nicholas Wilson, and there is the half-time whistle, a half in which both teams come into it knowing that their qualities would be cancelled out by each other. We've seen that to a large extent, that one moment of magic, that piece of absolute brilliance, direct from a corner, Kenny with the goal, and it is Bournemouth who take a narrow lead at half-time. Laura, it's been a really good half of football. Yeah,
it really has. I think, I think we've seen Bournemouth attacking with such flair, energy, dynamicism, really connecting and causing a lot of problems from Plymouth. And I think Plymouth grew into the game, and especially when they find Paul at the centre forward, they look really dangerous. They just need to step up in the second half.
Absolutely right. The second half, which is going to end with a new name on the trophy. At half-time, Bournemouth are one step closer. AFC Bournemouth 1, Plymouth Argyle 0. Welcome back to Loftus Road. Half-time in the Women's National League Cup final. It's AFC Bournemouth against Plymouth Argyle, and it's the Cherries who lead by a goal to nil after a fantastic first half. But there is still a massive 45 minutes and plenty at stake. Plymouth Argyle coming back out for the second half, leading the charge, and then it's Bournemouth who step out themselves. We are hearing of a double half-time change from Plymouth Argyle, which we will get to in a second. No changes for AFC Bournemouth, so run you through their team quickly of Katie Scadden in goal, a back three of Harris, Hennessy and Trewick. Four across the middle, Kenny, Cole, Captain James and Bowers, and then Wilson in behind Quirk and Markham. And the double change is Plymouth Argyle, and it's Wilcock and Smith who depart in place of Ella Stevens and Paris Dalton, who both come on from the bench. The two that missed out on the starting 11 who started last week. So there'll be Cull in goal, a back four of Stevens, Sutty, Wilson and Kivell, and then the two in midfield of Proctor and Noble, Tyser, Francis and now Dalton in behind Phoebe Paul up top. Still for this second half with plenty to play for. Laura Bassett beside me. Laura, it's been a great first half. Those two changes, do they surprise you? Did Plymouth need something to change their fortunes?
No, it doesn't surprise me. I think it's, makes sense for Marie Hurahan, the manager, to do that. I think both, like you say, both players played last week in this fixture. Stevens is a very attacking full-back, right-back, likes to join in, so hopefully give that impetus, and Paris Dalton is very comfortable on the ball and a powerful runner.
Now back underway in this second half, 45 minutes to determine a new name on the Women's National League trophy. Two teams who have been inseparable in the National League South so far this season. Separated by a moment of magic from Kenny in that first half. If you're joining us late, wait till you see that a little bit later on. Direct from a corner, an absolutely wonderful goal. Dare I say, a goal worthy of winning any cup final. Although there'll be plenty in green that hope it doesn't. Here is the goal scorer thus far though, Kenny. Quirk ahead, crunching tackle by Paul. It's going to bounce still clear for Kenny, who's going to shield it out for a AFC Bournemouth throw right down in this near corner.
I think all games so far, Paul's really tried to lead by example, although she's not the out-and-out captain, but you can see her experience and how she plays, tracking back, showing her team how to make tackles, the endeavour that's needed, the determination. You know, she's a real focal point for this team and a real leader.
Harris coming over to take the long throw. Hennessy and Treweek have stepped forward from the back. Headed away by Dalton. Cole does ever so well to get body in front. Harris. Slammed off the shins, and it's fallen nicely for Quirk. Will it fall for Wilson? Will it come off a hand? Cavell can swipe it clear. James into Bowers. Bournemouth starting the second half where they left off in the first. Cavell does really well. It's those from Devon you can hear. And the fans who travel in number home and away, up and down the country. Clip ball through from Wilson. Give a ball and it will scuttle through for Katie Scaddin. What will the message at half-time will have been from Helen Blizzard then, Laura?
Well, I think really pleasing, but not only in possession, but out of possession. I think the way they closed down, pressed, how aggressive they were, how quick they won the ball back together as a team, I think she'll be really impressed with. And then going forward, keep feeding those three players, you know, Wilson, Quirk, Markham, keep feeding them, let them connect together, because they've been so dangerous and creating many attacks. You know, probably the only criticism that she could have was that, you know, they're not 2-0 up. You know, really, you know, give Plymouth a really big mountain to climb in the second half, because while it's 1-0, they're always in it.
Another day. Cole effort early on, clips the underside of the crossbar and goes in, and Cole doesn't quite get a glove on it at the far post. Could quite easily have been 3-0 up, and it probably wouldn't have flattered them. Although Plymouth haven't been that bad themselves. It's a game of fine margins. Markham just waiting for that press. Now there goes the trigger and they're off. Plymouth have played out nicely though. Just skips underneath the toes of Wilson. Throwing taken quickly to Bowers. Flick on to Quirk. There's a collector's item. First touch lets her down. Stevens starting to venture forward into fellow substitute Dalton. Still on the ground, Stevens, and asking why the decision wasn't giving her away. Treweek. Quirk's not giving it up. Just waiting for reinforcements, and Wilson wasn't too far away. Does she keep it in play? No. Starting to open up a little bit, isn't it? Yeah,
I was just about to say that. You can see the spaces and the gaps in between the units, the midfield and the back line, you know, starting to open up. People having a little bit more time on the ball now. It's what your technical execution's like now, that ball forward, do you keep the ball?
Harris again has the added weapon of that long throw. With the header away. Added a bit more of a physical presence in the middle of the park as well, hasn't she?
Yeah, definitely height. We've seen from the set piece as well. She was able to clear it.
Markham wants the foul. Stevens into Dalton. Stevens and Markham in a tangle. Both players think they should get the decision. It goes Bournemouth's way. Treweek with a throw-in. Wilson. Careful with a little scoop round, trying to find Tyser, who has been kept quiet so far in the opening 6 minutes, 7 minutes of this second half. Has gone out of play right in front of the two dugouts. It'll be another Bournemouth throw. But there might be one or two other teams that think about trying to take the sting out of it and sit deep and perhaps frustrate the opposition. That's just not in the DNA of either of these two teams. So
no, that's right. I think neither team know how to play another way in terms of attacking, try and make the right calls, decisions.
Now 230 odd minutes this season these two have competed, and they're now level again, 2 apiece on aggregate across the 2.5 games so far, which tells you all you need to know. Is there another twist in this tale? Treweek cushioned into the path of Kenny. Little layoff finds Wilson. Francis. Getting smothered though by Amber Treweek, who's done really well so far today.
That's it. I think when Bournemouth secure the ball, they secure it by going forward and connecting higher up the pitch. When Plymouth secure the ball, they end up, because of the press or because of the decision, going back, and then Bournemouth can reshape, and then it's obviously harder to break down the whole team structure.
It's been a fascinating watch, isn't it? This is the first time that you've seen either of these two teams. And make sure you seek them out, because they are fantastic to watch. Week in, week out, they produce. They have done for a long time. All the way through this competition, Plymouth have scored a minimum of 3 goals a game. So for us to be sitting on the cusp of an hour, and not really have had too many shots on target, never mind actual chances and opportunities, is a rarity, and probably speaks to how well Bournemouth have played, but should also tell you there will be chances, there will be something. This Plymouth team aren't kept quiet often. They usually find a way, they've got so much quality. The person who usually leads that charge is Plymouth's number 9 in possession now, Phoebe Paul. Stevens. Kenny's robbed her of it. Quirk. Sutty for company. Chops inside, Sophie Quirk goes for goal as well. Tried to give the goalkeeper the eyes and fizz it in at the near post.
Again, those two combined have been excellent. Kenny.
Bowers has won it back. Quirk wants it early.
Again, Bournemouth are so positive. They just keep creating chance after chance. Quirk at the heart of everything. Again, this for great feet, great skill. And again, she takes a shot and immediately apologises to a teammate for not passing, but you can't blame her in that situation when she's having such a good game too.
It's Treweek. To fizz it in early, headed away bravely by Wilson. Phoebe Paul going all out to try and win the ball back. Intensity leading from the front. Long throw in coming. Bowers making a late charge at the far post, and now just sort of drifting into a central area. Cherries was the target. Maybe testing your first touch there, Laura.
I want to touch. I would have headed it.
Another throw-in, creeping forward and maintaining possession. Harris again going to come over to take it. It wasn't played here, but there are plenty of parallels. Bournemouth, one of Bournemouth's results on the way to the final, first round win away to QPR. Kenni with the winner. Tried to keep it alive and wins a corner. And Katie James, who's going to jog across to take this corner. Might be some movement on the Plymouth bench as well. See on the far side a conversation ongoing between coach and staff, and we'll see an addition soon as we approach an hour mark. In swing and delivery by James. Francis. Dalton's header away. Noble, lovely spin, little nutmeg on Wilson as well. Proctor. James has tagged the foul, but the referee has waved the advantage on. Proctor's still down, slowly getting to her feet as Cavell forces the throw in.
It's a real late challenge on Proctor. I'm surprised the referee's not had a word. And again, but a good bit of spell from Plymouth, opening the ball, switching the pitch. Again, that's really late. Potential yellow card.
Yeah, you mentioned this in the first half. Credit so far to referee Kiara Barker for trying to let the game flow and play the advantage here rather than bring it back. And certainly these two teams benefit from being able to play and it being a bit more of an open game, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. But then if it's a yellow card, if it's an over aggressive tackle.
Yeah, granted. I think there's many of a Plymouth persuasion who think that maybe there should have been a card brandished at least afterwards. Certainly what a couple on the Plymouth bench. There is the first booking of the afternoon. It's Georgia Wilson. I think it's less for the high boot. I think it's more for not retreating and giving the ball back, is it? I think maybe. Being kind. Bowers. Noble in possession. A real standout for Plymouth in the middle of the park. James. Oh, now the foot race is on. It's 3-on-3. Sutty's got to get there and does. Brilliantly defended.
Yeah, really good defending. I think Markham leaves it for Quirk and Quirk leaves it for Markham. I think if one of them just would have been straight on it, straight attacked it, they could have maybe got in and maybe jumped over Sutty's tackle. But yeah, really good defending.
Rowan taken to Quirk. Harris. Wilson. Back to Harris. Tries to hold it up towards the far post and well dealt with by Stevens at the far post. Trewick has time, but not a lot of it now because Paul is making a real gallop into... Put some pressure on and wins a throw-in.
Yeah, it's great work rate, isn't it? You're really trying to drive a team forward. When you see your centre forward working so hard, you know, making up 30 metres just to press that ball, it's surely got to drive and influence the rest of the team.
Could be a thankless task, can't it? Especially when you're trailing.
Yeah, especially when sometimes you feel isolated and you're not getting the service that you want. You know, some forwards switch off and just wait for that opportunity. Some try and work themselves into the game. Harris.
Bowers. Defended by Wilson again. Well, we mentioned before the game, both teams defensively are pretty exceptional. Certainly lived up to that billing so far, although there could be a chance here. Kenni hung up towards the far post. Kivell, calm as you like. Markham. We mentioned before the game, didn't we, how it could be the centre forwards that steal the show, but I think I've been impressed with all four central midfielders from both teams. It's been a real good battle in there, isn't it? There's not a lot of space to work with, but...
No, that's right. Plenty of aggressive tackles going in, really good pressing, counter-pressing, and also good on the ball, you know, making good decisions when it needs to go in behind, it does. When you need to keep the ball...
Here's one of them as well, Cole.
It's making those situations look easy, like, you know, like you're not under pressure, like it isn't tight in there, like you've got all the time in the world.
Wales under-19 international. And then Cole. You can see that lead by example as well. He's captained pretty much every age group she's been involved in. Trewick. Still going, Amber Trewick, trying to rob it with Phoebe Paul. Dealt with just about. 25 to play. 25 minutes away for AFC Bournemouth, and 25 minutes to find an answer for Plymouth Argyle. Chance might be forthcoming though. Here's Francis. Charge down and out for a Plymouth corner. Now that added height of Paris Dalton can come into play as well.
Yeah, she did well in that situation there. Just kept it simple, find the space, let Francis run onto it. I think this fixture last week, I think Francis, both the wide player and Teaser on the left-hand side, had such a good influence on the game that we just haven't seen them have that so far.
Delivery needs to be good from Kivell. So often is. The ones relied upon by Marie Hourahan. Taken short, two ties up. Plenty of space. Stevens with a hit, really good save, and following up. But the flag is up.
That's so disappointing, isn't it, from a Plymouth perspective? A wonderful worked corner, that was sensational. You know, good timing, good execution.
Not too dissimilar to the winner they found last week, was it? Forces a good save from a long-range effort. Looks just about, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's tight,
yeah,
but
it's
just
very,
about.
Yeah, we're not seeing a great angle here.
Yeah, eerily similar to the winner, actually, wasn't it, last week, where a shot from distance, through bodies, forced a really good save from the goalkeeper and then followed up and tapped in at the far post.
Well, and that's something Plymouth definitely would have spoke about, the fact that Scadding makes really good saves, but maybe doesn't hold on to the ball, you know, parries a lot, so you need to be around. So again, Paul did exactly the right thing in that situation. She's waiting for the knockdown, but and sometimes in the moment you just lose yourself, or it's a good defensive back line. The height of it was really good, well structured. But again, that should really give Plymouth a good boost now.
Well, it's starting to go Plymouth's way. Bournemouth are going to react with a double change imminently. First, another set piece. Another opportunity for Asheen Cavell to come over and take the corner.
Well, and great work from Francis again. You know, just smart. Just don't do all that running and just to let it go out for a goal kick. Really hassle, get yourself a corner, get the team a corner.
This time that short option is disguised a little bit more as Tizer. It's a late run out. Fizzed in low. Tizer keeps it alive. Tries to just hook it into an area. Dalton. Stevens now trying to get it. Paul with the effort. Caught the second attempt right down the throat of Katie Scadding.
We've seen quite a few of them in this game. Shots that just go straight centre, straight in, and they're quite routine, and that's what keepers practice, isn't it? They're very comfortable there, but Paul, a good first-time effort.
Miney Carl had to be rapid off of her line there because a lovely reverse pass from Quirk nearly found Markham. That double change happening now then. We're going to see Freya Meadows Tucson introduced. First change, we'll see Wilson depart for Molly Barron-Clark. Another really technically brilliant footballer. She won the equivalent of the Beach Soccer Ballon d'Or in 2021. And that second change is what potentially, at the moment, stands to be our match winner. Kenni departs and Freya Meadows Tucson comes on. And it might be a little bit more of a defensive structure now. Looks like Amber Treeweek is going to step forward a little bit. Meadows Tucson definitely a more defensive outlet than Kenni will have been.
We didn't see the impact of the second half that Kenni had in the first half especially, but that was, I think, more of a she was definitely doing a defensive role, but we weren't seeing her as attacking as we did in that first half. She was so impactful, so dangerous.
As you mentioned, when Stevens came on, though, perhaps that more dynamic fullback or the fresh legs at fullback to come on and ask questions going the other way a little bit more has been that impact. Cole looking for more direct, flicked away by Bowers on that far side. Cavell with the throw in front of both benches, who haven't sat down for a millisecond in this game. Tizer with a tidy feet, but couldn't then find her captain. Ripples of applause are because Kenni has made her way round back to the dugout. Harris's long throw being wound up again. Here is Barron-Clark. Noble does brilliantly again. One of the players with experience higher up the pyramid with Crystal Palace. You can certainly see that quality, can't you, from Ellie Noble? Every time she gets on the ball, looks like something's going to happen.
Yeah, even the smart play to drop out into the full-back area where you're going to get more time.
Quirk, options centrally, she can pick one out. Really well defended, and again, calmness from Proctor. extra week. Less than 20 to play. Remember, extra time and penalties are on the cards if Plymouth find a way back in. You wouldn't put it past them, would you? Certainly plenty left in this game. At the moment, still decided by a brilliant Kenni Thompson goal. Here could be a chance, though. Francis could be in. Skips back from... And there's Toussaint. And what a save that is. Scadding just about getting enough on it.
That's the Plymouth that we saw perform last week in the league game. Those dangerous balls down the side. And look at this for Francis. Great feet, fake to cross it. And again, this is a dangerous ball. Great save.
Cavell feels that she might have been fouled. Bowers clears, and now there could be a counter on Quirk. Tried to reverse it, really well defended by Sutty, but Quirk's going to go around the outside. Real chance, Sophie Quirk. Can she pick out? She looked to pick out Mark, and the deflection nearly. Wrong-footed Amani Cole. Starting to open up properly now, isn't it? Both teams know that that trophy's well within their sights. Plymouth know they need to get something every time they push forward and open up gaps in behind. Bournemouth look to spring it quickly. Elena Cole's got a bit of cramp. I think you can allow her, given the amount of ground she's covered today.
But already we're seeing better balls from the left-hand side, from the right-hand side, into dangerous areas, getting this Bournemouth back line turn and willing runners. I think we didn't really see that in the first half at all from Plymouth, whether it was the quality of the run, the quality of the pass, the space wasn't there. Just poor decision, but already they're already looking so much more dangerous.
Just seeing that, call it a half chance a moment ago from Quirk, the deflection on it, yeah, it really does. Nearly wrong foot Hermione Cole, doesn't it?
Yeah, from a centre-back's point of view, it's hard because you want to get something on it, you want to stop the cross and affect it, but obviously not when it goes towards your own goal. But Cole, I think, it makes it look so easy, just routine, like she knew, like she read the situation really well.
Final 15. Just see Kelsey Bowers there speaking to the rest of her team, telling them to remain concentrated, focus on the job at hand. See another introduction soon, Phoebe Williams. Just putting the shin pads on now. So if Elena Cole does come back on, might be momentarily even. Cavell has gone out for a Bournemouth throw-in. Well, if you're going to bring a player on with 15 to go, bringing on a player that has won this competition in the not-too-recent past is a fantastic player to be able to bring on in Phoebe Williams, a winner with #United at Kenilworth Road a couple of years back. Noble. Hennessy flicks it away, only as far as Proctor. Oh, lovely little flick from Tizer. Harris defends it well, and then Hennessy likewise flicks it off the shins and out for a goal kick. Oh, here comes that change then. Final few messages of detail for Phoebe Williams. And it is Elena Cole who departs the scene.
Substitution for AFC Bournemouth. Leaving pitch, number 15, Elena Cole.
Brilliant performance. Anchored that middle of midfield. Now Phoebe Williams to come on and make her mark. Still options from the Plymouth bench as well, should they feel the need to change it. Charlotte Whitmore's the one you probably look at. 10 league goals already this season. Past 100 appearances with the club back in October, so has been around this group long enough. Very highly thought of, very highly rated, and has made an impact on a number of occasions this season. He's going to run out for a goal kick. What are you looking for in these final 15 minutes?
Well, I was just thinking about the mentality of, you know, obviously Plymouth need a goal, you know, and when you're in such incredible form, you've won so many games, you've scored a plethora of goals, you know, you always believe that chance is going to come. You always believe when you've got Paul as your centre forward, you always believe she's going to create a chance, she's going to score a goal. So it's just keep trying to stepping up that intensity and feeding the forwards to try and get the territory and really try and push this Bournemouth back line. And from a Bournemouth perspective, what do? Do you try and get a goal and kill the game off 2-0 and it's done? Or do you just try and stay strong, stay robust, stay organised?
Also approaching that really strange time where if it were to be a Plymouth goal, the momentum shift and the mentality shift as well is worth almost 2, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It feels that you've gone from winning the game to losing the game, even if you're just level. Here's Quirk looking to take it away from Plymouth. Quirk darts inside, really well defended by Sutty. Had to get goal side, had to get something in front of it, and did. As he bounces into Francis. Francis wants a conversation about perhaps the physicality element of it. Dalton. Propped up. Wilson out to Keval. Ties up. Here is Paul, the player that Plymouth want on the ball. Francis. Chipped in with plenty of goals herself so far this season. Olivia Francis. Oh, and it's off the post! And it was Noble arriving late. Well, sometimes it feels like it might not be your day. Brilliant play from Francis. Looked like it was going to be dealt with, didn't it? Paul at the front post who just flicked it towards the far.
It was a tremendous ball. This ball's so hard to come. The keeper can't come and get it. Really difficult. But again, really good spell from Plymouth. They moved the ball well, kept 6 or 7 passes before then. Francis does that on the right-hand side.
Well, Noble has been a chief contributor as well to goal-scoring exploits. 14 goals already this season. That's how close she's come to a 15th. Will that give Plymouth the belief? Throw-in taken. Francis can't be offside from a throw-in.
There's a foot over the line when she takes the throw.
Well, the goalkeeper's going to put it down, and
you'd really feel aggrieved if you're a Plymouth player, though. You know, you're just getting momentum and you're in great positions. You can hear what the crowd thinks.
well, she's a teammate of yours, an ex-teammate of yours, Marie Hurahan, but certainly wouldn't like to be the 4th official at the moment, Imogen Hooper, because there's a lot of upset on the Plymouth bench over that decision. Well, Plymouth have got 7.5 minutes. There's no point feeling aggrieved while the game's going on. We've got a task on hand. They've got the quality within the group to find their way back into it. Might feel things are stacking up against them. It's not quite their day, but you can change your fortunes in a heartbeat. And we've seen that one moment of brilliance that came from a set piece, and who knows where the next chance will come from. There will definitely be one final big chance, at least. This might be it here. Those Toussaint in a charge of Francis, who does get there first. Wraps a foot around it, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Good play by Stevens, though. That's the ball, you know, into space. Go on, Francis, run onto that. Cause havoc like you have been doing in the last 20 minutes.
If you are a Plymouth player now and you feel perhaps slightly aggrieved over that, you've hit the post, you feel like you should be getting back into the game and it's not quite going your way so far, what is the mentality shift? What questions do you have to be asking? What do you need to be doing differently?
Well, you have to keep driving the team on, making good decisions.
Here's Tizer. One of those good decisions will be get Tiana Tizer the ball more. First half was brilliant. Second half has been kept more quiet than the first. Stevens with a hit. It's a long way out. Well, let's see the difference makeup. Kenni on the bench now, but left a mark on the game, scoring direct from a corner. Loops over the goalkeeper. And, well, if you're going to win a cup final, that's a goal worthy of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Plymouth urging referee to the goalkeeper to restart play. Escalating does so. Aaron Clark, little flick over the shoulder, trying to find Markham. Cull again. Proactive goalkeeping off the line quickly. Now Kivell. Clock very much against Plymouth Argyle. Tizer. Harris has not put a foot wrong so far today, although the throwing goes Plymouth's way.
She's had a very solid game, hasn't she? You know, she's quick to the ball, make good decisions defensively.
Well, there is the next Plymouth change. Tiana Tizer is leaving the field, and perhaps unsurprisingly, it's Charlotte Whitmore who's going to come on. Again, as we've already mentioned, a player that's found the back of the net 10 times so far this season. Player of the year last season as well. In a difficult campaign. It would be a wonderful cap of a good season if she were to pop up and find the route back into this game for Plymouth Argyle. And they've got a chance here because the delivery in the first half was Noble's duty. Well, Stevens has taken over that opportunity now. Plymouth in a hurry, and understandably so. Hung up towards the far post, towards Dalton, headed up rather than out by Meadows Toussaint. Dalton flicks it back across goal. What a tackle that is from James. My goodness me, that's as good as a goal.
Excellent defending, wasn't it? Really good ball by Dalton. Gets it into a really good area.
Stevens has been clattered into by James. May have been a little bit fortunate not to go in the book a little bit earlier on for the tackle on Proctor, and does now see her name taken.
Yeah, it was a really late challenge. Again, this is where tired decisions, tired legs. But again, here's Dalton hooking this ball, and that's a great defensive action from James. You know, whether she knows who's around her or what, but the keeper's not come in.
Delivery in by Stevens is into the grateful clutches of Katie Scaddin. I'm sure we'll try and take as many seconds as possible. Only allowed 8 nowadays, though. Taking the full 8 and then slamming it into the sky. Well, the sun hasn't appeared for quite a while now. It's chilly, but it's anything but on the pitch. These two are frantically going at it in the final exchanges. Markham does get there first. Does really well as well, Jenna Markham. Goes to ground.
Again, here's Wilson with Markham with that bit of skill up against Wilson. It's a little push, isn't it? But not enough maybe to go to the ground.
James's header forward. Quirk, little flick ball over the top, and Williams is going to give chase. Sutty and Cole not fully convincing, but do deal with it first. Baron Clark now. Bowers thought about the shot, does get the shot off as well. Kelsey Bowers with an effort from range. Did score in the quarter-final, did Kelsey Bowers, a 3-0 win away at Swindon Town.
Again, it's set up not for a nicely. Good power, just the accuracy was lacking from her.
We're hearing there's going to be 5 added, so there's still time for Plymouth to find a way back into this. They scored late in the league meeting last week. It was a winner on that occasion. It will feel like a winner if they get a goal at this rate. Clock ticking away against them. Here's Francis trying to make something happen. Dalton. Noble brings it down brilliantly. Back to Dalton. Hangs it up towards the far post. Good punch by the goalkeeper, only as far as Kivell. And swept clear by Harris. Well, if you're watching from a Bournemouth persuasion, you might be watching the next couple through your fingers because the Plymouth onslaught feels like it's coming.
Again, this is another dangerous ball from Dalton. She's really had a good impact since coming on at half-time, and what a punch that is from the keeper, from Scadin.
Another throw-in. Kivell will take it again. Proctor might be the option. It's taken instead to Noble. Back to Kivell, lovely reverse pass, hung up towards the far post. Oh, clattering into each other, and completely accidentally the goalkeeper and Francis have both eyes on the ball, running towards each other. I think, by the look of it, Francis has come off the better of the two. See it here.
Yeah, like you say, both eyes were on the ball and the legs just got tangled together.
She looks in a fair amount of discomfort, does Katie Scadin. It'll be a very disappointing end if she doesn't see out the game. Longest serving member at the club, been with the group for a decade now.
Well, for her as well, for travelling across the goal, you know, you don't really know where you are. You're just trying to deal with the ball and make sure the ball don't go in the back of your net. So to lose your surroundings where players are running in always seems to come off worse.
Will be a corner when we restart, although Scadin hasn't moved in the last 30 seconds or so, so might be a little while before we do get restarted. Fourth official about to indicate 6 added minutes, but again, that 6 hasn't quite started yet, so Bournemouth are 6 minutes away. Plymouth have 6 minutes to find a way. This doesn't help the nerves, does it? You can sense that within the crowd. They've enjoyed the day so far. It's been a fantastic advert. 2 really, really good footballing teams that have given us a final that probably doesn't do the scoreline justice. It's been better than a 1-0, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure has. Both teams have had some great chances.
Scadin is okay. Probably going to see 97 then. The corner in swung. towards the far post. Oh, nearly went all the way in from that same corner in which Kenni scored in the first half. Wilson almost did likewise.
Yeah, in-swingers are really always difficult to deal with. Again, I think they're relieved it goes onto the roof of the net.
Plymouth fans wanting the referee to hurry along. Katie Scadding. Clock is against them. Bauer's the target. Dalton gets there first and second. Here's Paul. Here's Wilson. Whitmore just bounces off the shoulder of Charlotte Whitmore and out for a Bournemouth throw-in. James slams it forward. Well, today is going to be a celebration for someone. Won't tell the whole story of the season. Still plenty of legwork to do in the league for either of these to be celebrating at the end of it. In fact, both have had a double within their sights as credit to the work that both clubs have done on and off the field. Foul goes away of Sophie Quirk, and you can hear the ironic cheers from the Bournemouth fans inside as they know they're creeping ever closer.
Well, that's how well Plymouth have played this second half, because Quirk, we haven't really seen her, have we? They've dealt with her really well, and she's been starved at the ball and had to defend so much.
James forward towards I think you can file that under seeing them given, Markham, but Kivell with the throw-in. Plymouth have made a real game in the second half and will feel hard done by if they don't get anything from it. Although you would counter that to say Bournemouth will probably feel they should have been outside in the first half. Markham. Wilson does really well, and Proctor gets in there first as well. Plymouth throw-in. Markham's going to give chase.
I think as the game's gone on, Wilson's come into her own. She's having a really good game, not only defensively, but the ball's in behind. She's putting the Bournemouth, and she's buying the foul. She's cut across Markham there, knows that any kind of contact's a foul.
That's a lovely ball forward from Wilson. Those Tucson has to be alert, and anywhere will do. We're into the final 60 seconds plus whatever the officials decide to add on themselves. Kivell does really well. Headed away by Hennessy. James. Bournemouth are going to make one more change. Gemma McGuinness is being prepared. It's Jenna Markham who's going to make way.
She's covered some ground today, Markham, hasn't she? Really ran that back line of Plymouth, chased after every ball, made bad balls into good balls, and really been a handful.
it's not often you say, but every centre forward that's played their part today, despite no one being on the score sheet from the 4, they've all put a real shift in, put on a real clinic of how to work hard for your team and how to involve yourself in the game when perhaps you could drift. There might be one more change from Plymouth. You can see Jota Papagiannou being given her final instruction if we get to that point. We've played nearly 97. Can't be long left. Bournemouth are the ones that you can hear whistling. The only whistle that matters is the referee's. Still we play. It's got to be now or never. This has to be the final chance. Wilson! That was the moment, that was the chance. It wasn't an easy one.
It wasn't, but she's certainly got the technical execution to bury that. Great position at the top of the box to pick up that second ball. Just couldn't get over it enough.
And the trophy and the pride and the day belongs to AFC Bournemouth. Has been waiting for this afternoon. Your National League Cup champions, AFC Bournemouth.